Hi, this is Just Saying, better known as Cypress Golden Bronze. I love that name. It was given to me by the spirit of the ancestors. And one day I'll tell the story of Cypress, how I came up with Cypress, how I saw it, and how I feel very comfortable with it. You know, saving when you're at your last. You pull on those leaves of that tree and pull yourself up out of that water and walk upon the land. Solidness, being solid beneath your feet. Hey, that's the good feeling. And it couldn't be possible without the cypress tree being there, nature. So, and there's a story how I came up with it, how it started. I did a 45-minute webcam yesterday, and I enjoyed it because it was like just talking. Everybody that looks at it, because people do look at mine, they just don't agree with a lot of things that I say. Guess what I did yesterday and got in trouble? I went to Sweetie Pies in California. Now, I'm going to tell you something about me. Last year, I had credit cards. Okay, lots of big-time credit cards. And I would take cars and ride around California, all different parts of California. Leimert Park is, it was Doolin's. I think Doolin's had like 2 or 3 restaurants. I was looking for some soul food. And you know what? I spent over $2,000. I was very unsuccessful. I mean, successful. Very unsuccessful. All the soul food had the spices in it. I was like, this ain't no soul food. They had salsa and stuff on the ribs. And I was like, this is salsa sauce. Give me my money back. You know, I kept doing it. Fried catfish. You know how the fried part was falling off. They said, that's the way it is, girl. Oh, I told them, don't tell me what catfish is. Don't tell me what catfish is. That stuff is not supposed to fall off. And then under it, it's undone. And that's not soul food. So California cooks, or anybody that cooks in California, and you've been here for a while, I will not eat at your house. And I don't go to your restaurants. Okay? So now, because you want to support African American, you do. You do, but it's pretty bad. And California African American, they have a lot of issues. They have issues on themselves, who they are. I ran into 2 Japanese black people that looked like they were Nigerian. And that's possible because you know that black blood is in everybody. But not going there. He was Japanese, and another one was Mexican. These people don't even know who they are. But yet still at Leimert Park, they dressed in the African garb and all that kind of stuff and have the drums and all that. And I wanted to support there too. So there was a reggae place that I used to go to. I used to take that brown beer. You know, they may not have had a whole lot of stuff, but it's good if you're in a situation like that to take things that you think they can use during the function. And I used to do it all the time. Credit cards, most of my credit cards is that place. And they treated me like a dog. To the point where I do not go to Leimert Park for nothing. I go get my eyebrows done on Stocker, which is not quite to the park. But I don't go to the park for nothing. And I used to buy clothes. There was a girl that I used to buy gar from, and that, what did she do? Her and another girl. They see, let me finish Sweetie Pies first. I don't like a lot of her son's decisions, and I look at Sweetie Pies every week. Every week since it started. I have all the Sweetie Pies on my DVR. And I really respect Miss Robbie, and I wish I could have a chance to meet her because You know, she's my star. I really admire an African American businesswoman that provides work for people that have been in prison. She's a perfect example of where we are trying to go. She's a perfect example. She's sassy too. I like her. I love me some Miss Robbie. But now her son, when they moved here, and I heard it, and I have it on DVR, that she wanted some of her cooks to come to California. And then she said, well, maybe he didn't want that. The son. He didn't want that. So she said, well, maybe we can train them. She gives him whatever. It's her son. I would do it too if it was my son. So, but he makes bad decisions because he's going to pay for this one. That's not going to work. And I'm going to tell you why. Californian, if there were just 2 cooks back there from St. Louis to keep an eye on how many spices, what they're doing back there, but just to have California cooks, baby, they're going to mess that up. Soon as the eye is taken off of them, they're going to be putting stuff and making stuff like they have in California. Does not have soul food. Anybody that wants to disagree can disagree with me, but I spent a lot of money trying to find out. It was important. I missed it. You know how you want a rib every now and then? Or some chicken, some fried chicken. And I'm afraid it was brown. What the people were eating yesterday looked cooked, right? Break it open. Do they really know how long to keep that stuff in there and fry it? Pretty soon, put them on their own on them ribs. I bet you they messed that up because they don't cook at all. And they're not going to change just because Sweetie Pies is here. And that's a damn shame. So, guess what? The manager said, who did I want to talk to? And I said, I don't want to talk to you. You're not the one I want to talk to. So he handled it really bad, and he got a little smart with me, and in front of the customers. Then, you know, Cypress. You don't know me, but I'm kind of sassy too. And I got a little sassy and loud. But I told them, you don't have to worry. I will not be back. And as I was walking away, I was in tears because Sweetie Pies is my place. I just wasn't patient enough to find out if they're ever going to have St. Louis cooks here, because I refuse to eat anything from California. Black people here can't cook soul food. For real. I'm serious. They're different here. These are the most different black people I've ever met. And I don't see myself having a lot of black friends. And that's so sad, because I'm a lover of black people. I really care about black people. And speaking of that, I did look at News Now this morning, and they had 2 of the other pastors that were at that meeting with Trump. And, you know, when you actually look at those things, those people have been meeting up with pastors to get black people to vote for them for a long time. What is this new? And then Omarosa, she just wants money. That girl, that Michael that she had, I'm surprised he was with her, because her character is saying that she is a very I just want money person, because she was the one saying, oh, don't mess with him. Don't. I know she was, and she's not a pastor. She shouldn't have been there. So that's what one of the pastors says. I don't know nothing about no Christians. They said, and they kept saying, we want him, we were asking because of the Christians. They kept saying that. And I was like, what about the Jews? What about the rabbis? What about the people? You don't want him to be right for people, but just for Christians? But we are about love. That's what some people think is love. Those reggae people, they love, 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 love. I went to the first institution I went to here in California. Love, 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 love. The California got that bad. And you can't even speak to people here. You can't. The only people that I talk to here are Mexican. They're nice to me. I've never had a problem out of a Mexican, never. And that's real sad that I can't. If you say something to a black person, they'll look at you. Do you, and if you ask them directions, do you know what street is, where Spring Street might be, 300 North Spring Street? Do you know? That's how California, honey, California is not all that. I'm going to tell you that. So I have been in deep meditation because I wanted to know, am I going to be here forever? You know, because I'm not with that. Or maybe it's just the times that people, there's so much going on, nothing is being done. The same stuff, they're shooting the kids 16 times and on a tape. Every time I see that, I said, how are these people getting away with this? I don't understand. And I don't care about Chicago. I don't care who they fire, who they keep. I lived there. I blame a lot of black people that had a lot to do with putting those people there. Really. So you need to dump the black people too. A lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them need to go. Because they're just trouble, you know. They're just hung up on the, you know, they look at the church thing and they're supreme. Those pastors really will remind you what you're into. Do you listen to these people when they speak to you? But they're eloquent speakers. Then you have the music that makes you, raises your spirit. And then you have the gospel songs. And then all of it is fake. It all is none of it, because this, we shouldn't be really asking the government for nothing with all of these darn churches that they have. With all of these, they have the church, then they have, I'm trying to keep up with y'all Christians. It's just disgusting to me. And I was raised in a Baptist church, but I never could sit in church, so my spirit has never lied to me. I never liked it. And I never liked my grandfather's congregation. I said they were liars. They don't really like you, Granddaddy. She talked about you right after she talked to you yesterday, because I can do that. And I would just tell her, those people are not nice. So when they would hug me, I would, get away from me. That's just, I can't deal with the fake. That's why I used to say they're fake. My grandmother said, why do you not like church? They're fake. Fake. And created their own little thing here, and now it's real big. They have all this money, and nobody's being helped in the community from these churches. But it's the person's decision. So what Trump and all the rest of them do, they get all those pastors, and they give them a little money too, to get those people in their church to vote for them. Republican, Democrat, I don't know. That's what they do. They've been doing it for years. I don't know why it's bothering them so much now. I think it's people really hate Trump. And I guess they just, I don't like Trump's views on immigration at all. Not at all. That's where he kills it with me. And because I was heavily supported by the Jewish community when I first came here. It wasn't black. Good thing I wasn't around black people. I would have never got together because they're very mean. I was telling my Mexican friend on my way from Sweetie Pies yesterday, I said, dang, why every place I go where black people are, they're so mean. They're so mean to me. You know, and I don't do anything but encourage and empower. And I got treated very bad. And she said, go back home and go. And I said, what? Okay. Sí. Gracias. Those are the only words. Hola was my first word. Now I'm getting a little bit into Spanish. I have some material here that I can study. You know, so I will be speaking Spanish because those people were nice to me. Even if I ever leave California, the Spanish people were very nice to me. I didn't have problems out of it. They didn't never call me nigga. Now, there's bad in every race, I think. So it's not to say that would not ever happen. But a majority of the blacks that I met are very not nice. Even the Pan-African film, that's a mess. If you ever actually physically go, it's just unorganized and everything. But I was volunteered one year, and there you go. I said, how could black people be so mean? I will never go there. The best film festivals are other French and I don't want to do no French. It was another one that would be good too. There's other film festivals. You don't have to go there and be mistreated. You know? So it's sad. We can't be organized with business wise. And that's where Miss Robbie comes in. She's phenomenal. Look at her show. It's called Sweetie Pies. Her son is made a big mistake, though. And my gut and my spiritual intuition, that is not going to work. He should have listened to his mother. People are going to ruin her rep, really. Because they can't cook here. They can't cook soul food. They lost themselves somewhere along the way. So the pastors, what is my comment on them? I don't know the people that they're dismissing in Chicago. I don't know them, but I think that Chicago is, and I heard that they let that man go. He's on bond or whatever you do, bail, when you get out of 1.3. That's Ku Klux Klan. They know the signs. You want to think, is it black people that know? Do these people that are working on it? I left them alone because, first of all, this is running out. And if you keep doing the king thing, turn the other cheek and all that kind of stuff, we're going to repeat and repeat. But the minute that we hit them back, they're going to go, drones. You can't do drones because my auntie lives over there or my uncle lives over there. My daughter's going to college over there. And you can't hit a drone because if you do, you're going to kill them too. So you got to find some way to kill all the fighting that will be going on. And it's going to happen. Because if you keep doing things like this, and when you look at news now, they're talking about pastors. Weren't you talking about that in October? Really? We know they ain't no good. I know they ain't no good. Just being dressing up, getting mansions, when you have people in your church that don't even have a place to live. And then you should go to one of them and lie and say, I need some help. I need a place tonight just to sleep, just one night. And it's $50. Can I have some help in the name of the Jesus? Them people ain't gonna give you no money, but they should just give it to you. Not, are you a dope addict? Not, are you a prostitute? Not, do you work and you're just not doing? Not, if they want a little form, have the person fill out their name. There's no address. You gave them $50. Keep a copy. Give the copy to them because you want to keep that copy for your records. If you're getting any support from anywhere, you have records. We help this person, and you can count that up and find out how much money that church is providing back into the community. How hard could that be? Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Tyler Perry was on it. Medea, she said, hallelujah. Who's going to be, Y'all wrong, Christians. Shit, I'll say it loud. I am not a Christian. I'm not a Christian at all. I never was. I never was. My soul, my spirit never joined that. And the church formation that y'all got. You get up and you got to go to church and now you feel good. The one guy that gives me all the problems in this building was out there in the hallway talking about God bless. So, need I say anything else? God bless, okay? Give me a break. So, I have no comment on the pastors than what I just said. It's not that I'm giving up. You just keep doing the same things over and over. Who cares what pastors? But they use them, and they've been doing that since I was a teenager. Who was that did it in Milwaukee? And I was really mad at him. Daniels. Cedric Daniels. He does it all the time. And probably the other guy, what is his name? I'm actually partial to them because I went to their wedding, the Hines. I'm always partial to Pamela. I knew her in high school, and she was always a really nice person. And that's what you look for in a Christian person. And she has it, but now Daryl's father was a hustler. He was a pimp preacher. So I think he's a pimp. I really do. He's been hustling for a long time. They got a house with an elevator in it. You're not supposed to do that when you have. See, you know why I'm saying that? My brother body was laid in their church, and the way that I was so disappointed. They didn't want to do anything for us without a big sum of money. So these churches, and I've disrespected them ever since. Christian Faith, that's the name of it. But I'm partial to Pam because I know that she has always been the soft, gentle, kind, would help anybody person. She's always been that way. Not Daryl. Okay, so, and they messed up my brother's funeral. That's an unforgettable act. So, I have this to say, another thing about pastors. What was it? About the guy being released. That hurt me more than what the pastors, they've been doing that for a long time. They're going to preach, and those people that will give them $10 when they ain't even got food in their own mouth, trying to impress, I don't know what, 10%. And the Bible says 10%, but the Bible ain't all right. So why would you take that as a serious issue? If you don't have no money, you ain't got no business giving these people money. Because look what they do with it. And then one preacher put a 103-year-old lady out of the church because she couldn't pay the tithes. The tithes came in back when we, as black people, were coming out of slavery. And we were in slavery. And if a little boy needed a pair of pants and some shoes, he can go to the church. If the mother didn't have money for school and he's got a way to go to school, but he needs this amount of money to get there. He got a scholarship, but he needs this amount. Because my grandparents are both educated right out of. Their parents were slaves. So I know that story. They weren't slaves, but they were in Tennessee. Yeah, they were. Grandma Minnie. And yeah, he was a minister. I come from a line of speakers, a line of ministers. Surprisingly, I can't stand that crap. Christians, I'm not in it. But they, right out of slavery, education, needed things. Where did they go? Church. And I'm going to tell you, the biggest givers were Catholics. Right till this day, you can go to Catholic Daughters of Charity, not Daughters of Charity, but something of charity. I know it is. You can go there, sign up for someone. They can help you find certain things that you need, that you may need, housing or stuff. They still do it. But that Christian church has not formed anything like that. Anything that does not bring in money, they don't do. It's just like if you stand on the corner and you sing, da 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 da, and you want to get paid, and you just to get some money, and somebody drop $100 bill in your hand, you'll say, "Ooh, this is good." Put that $100, then you'll do it all the time, and then you'll try other different ways just to get the $100, not the reception of the song, or as an artist. You soon take your mind off of that, and you're just so focused on that dollar. And that's what these churches do now. They don't, they're not focused. We should not be asking the government. And I have not seen anybody say that yet. Relieve them. Make people out of us. Just like we say, make a man out of him. You know, make people, loving people, strong people out of us again by giving back into your community when you get that money. Church. Because these people are going to be Christians. I don't care if it kills them. They're going to be Christians. They're going to give a preacher money, as I was about to say before I started going off in another direction. They have $20 they're going to put in there, but that 20 could have bought more food for their children, because that's 10%. But if they're in need, that church will send them and sadly tell them, I'm sorry, because you were a prostitute. Oh no, because you're gay. That's it. Because we don't support that lifestyle. Isn't that? But we're loving people. And if you ever want to begin to step out of that, praise the Lord, come and see me. Now here, he'll hop in his car and go to a mansion that you paid for. Stupid. God, you're so stupid. But that is a big mistake we're making in the community, letting and allowing that to get away. This stuff that them telling on the pastors, that ain't gonna help, because they got some sick people in these churches that are going to do anything those people tell them to do. And Trump knows that. So he's just capitalizing on what he should do. That's all. I ain't mad at him. I can do this. Bush, I can do this. He's going to have a bunch of blacks, pastors. They've been hitting like that since I was a teenager and able to look at TV and see it. So why try to change it now? The spirit is real, for real. And, you know, our ancestors used to say, don't play with the spirit. So for a long time, these churches have been doing what they're doing for a long time. And I don't know. What can I say? It's sad. There's nowhere to go. There's too many people. You know, when I go out, there are so many people that are homeless. White, black. You know, because homeless doesn't have a color. Because when you're white and you're homeless, they treat you even worse. Beat you, burn you while you sleep. And then we still don't have any place to go. Now, they have a lot of churches here in California. You go get something to eat. And most of those churches are not Christians. And I myself always was supported by the Jews. For some reason, it's in my spirit. I don't know what it is. But everybody that touched my heart and helped me and picked me up were Jews. I'll never look up to a black person and they're real like that. Because it's not in them. They got their little groups that I said, oh, shut up. I'm not, ooh, Lord, hell no. I'm not listening to that mess. You know, y'all people crazy. Y'all can't even cook soul food. Why would I listen to you? Person that loves black people, trying to be black every day, and will fight for my people and die for my people. I will do that. No matter how much you hate me. My family, I can't, it motivated my change of my name. Talking over my child. All that time, don't leave your kids with people that disrespect you. And there's jealousies in families. Envies. And when I had to evaluate some of the relatives I have for a very important reason, and I had to evaluate it, I took that name and put it on a sheet of paper and tore it up. Now, many people say changing your name It's not going to change anything. But it's up to the person. It's how the person feels. And the sooner I got away from Amber Kelly, the better off I was. That person is no longer here anyway. The Amber was given to me by my mother. She's gone. She's on the other side, so she doesn't care. You think she cares? Please, she's in heaven. And when I say heaven, I'm not talking about your Christian heaven. I'm talking about she is free. So it doesn't make it. And Kelly is my father's name. It's all a family representation. Cypress Golden Bronze is my name that I gave myself. And I am different. I'm not the same person anymore. Not. And I'm happy. So that other name is gone. Be gone. A lot of people say, oh, that's stupid, because I wouldn't change my name from Amber to Cypress. Oh, that's crazy. But when I told them the meaning, I had them in tears. Because everybody has those moments where they need something to pull them up out of the water, out of being through so much traveling and not eating and all of that stuff, and you're going through, you're in the water, and you reach up to the leaves to pull yourself up like that and onto ground, solid ground. And not only that, that ground means you're free. I just love cypress trees. I have a thing for them. They're the most beautiful trees. They're mostly by water, but they have different types of cypress trees. But the ones when the roots go into the water, and you can see the roots and the leaves are hanging over the water. And a lot of the trees that I was seeing is in Louisiana, New Orleans, the bayou. That's it, my vision. So Cypress, you're going to be all right. Sweetie Pies. You know, I called Sweetie Pies on that manager too. Yes, I did. Miss Robbie had just left. And I said, I will eat at Sweetie Pies. It won't be in California, but it's going to be in St. Louis. And I'm going to take a little trip, and it's going to be a little fun thing I'm going to do by myself for the weekend. I'm going to take a Amtrak, because I don't like to fly. Amtrak. I'm going to take an Amtrak, go to St. Louis, get me one for one night, get me a little room, go in Sweetie Pies, and eat all the soul food I want to eat. That's it. This one here, I'm not going to. I'm not supporting that. I don't eat California people's food. I don't want to eat California soul food. That's it. That's not. And they have California cooks. What do you think they're going to do? Eventually, they're going to go back to how they cook. That's what happened. That's not going to be a success. And her son, Tim, and that little mean little girl that's on that show is there. Okay, wait a minute. I'm not finished. I have intuitions. That girl came in disrespecting the family, disrespecting everybody in that place. And on the show, you're real surprised that she remains, and Miss Robbie doesn't say anything. Miss Robbie's not saying anything for the same reason I wouldn't say anything to Justin, my son. I would never talk to Justin about his relationships. Never. She's looking out for her grandson, and that's her first priority. And anytime that girl needs anything, she can go to Miss Robbie. I have much respect. And girl, that's a lot, because I didn't have that. And that's real good when you have a little one. But if I were her, I would go and find a man and get married and be happy ever after. Because Tim is messing with that girl. And she's a slob in her personality, her character, everything. I can't. And I'm glad, because I wouldn't want to meet her, because I would say, oh, nice to meet you, bitch. Oh! Because I like he had a nice girl that had his child. He had a nice, very nice girl. So that goes to show you about some of these men that I dated. I met him at the Federal Building earlier. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it so much. And then after that meeting, I was looking at every white man I could see. I'm not holding it against them. I'm telling you, girls, y'all better check it out. Because if you get tired of being mistreated, talked about, what Tim is doing to, there's no reason for him to do that. But he's over here with this girl. That's basic. He wanted to move. And then, but out of guilt, he names the place his son's name. Without asking Miss Robbie. It was on TV. But I know why he did it. He's there with that slob. That girl. Bitch. Oh. If y'all look at Sweetie Pies, you'll recognize her. But I think he sent the other people home. If he had 2 or 3 from St. Louis, if they could have moved 2 or 3 people there, that would have been really good. California ain't no good. At least I know they're not going to do good. Okay? The cooks. They don't know soul food here. And this is just not a soul food. I don't know what it is. Weeds. I don't eat meat. I went down 37 pounds since I've been in this city. There's just no, I don't eat the same because it's not around. Whole Foods downtown has smoked salmon and cod, smoked fish. Ah, it's good. That's my rib now. And it's not because it's a health thing. It has nothing to do with that. It just doesn't exist in Los Angeles, California, or any parts of California. I went to Glendale, Pasadena. What are some of the places? I went to Watts. I had to run from there. They scared the shit out of me. I'm not going back there. But I wanted to go to Compton. I wanted to go to Compton. They said there was a nice place, and I didn't make it there. But I drove all over. And if you've been here in Los Angeles, just to drive from downtown LA to Hollywood just to drive is a long. At the end of the day, you'd be like, wow, that was great. You'd be so drained and tired, like you done exercise 50,000 times just to drive. So it was the sacrifice. So you never know what people and experienced people at being a manager. And I'm just saying, somebody might be out there, take this to be a manager somewhere. You have to take in consideration what he should have done. It says, okay, I see that you're a little upset, and the person that you may want to talk to is not here right now. But what time can you get here tomorrow? Make that person seem motivated to want to come back. Don't look at me and talk over. Don't do that, because I'll cuss you out. I'll cuss you out and I'll throw something at your ass if you make me mad. I don't have it all. Test me. Well, he did, and I did it. I didn't yell at him a whole lot because I thought about Miss Robbie. It was like but I did a little bit. He's a bad manager. That is not, and that's one of Tim picked. He done picked all of that in there. That's not going to work. It's really super small, and which is good. It would be good if Miss Robbie was in there and her crew. That would be burning. Have that barbecue. I should have smelled that barbecue when I got off the thing. That's what you want to do. But maybe they had to sign a form and say that you can't have that smell. I don't know, because that sells barbecue. Because you be going, I don't eat pork no more. Where's that smell coming from? I really don't. I let it go. Because, swine is like, oh, and oh. Dang. What you did? Is that barbecue I'm smelling? Let me walk down here and see if I just want to see where it is. That's all. And then you go up there, woo, wow, that looks really good. And they say, here, try one. Okay. I don't care about the pastors. I don't care about Obama. I don't care about Christian. Nothing. But I'm thankful for the people that I have met. I'm thankful Miss Robbie took my phone number. She might be calling me. I was so happy because I love that woman. She is a perfect example of black businesses, how we should carry ourselves in black businesses. If anybody wants to know, Miss Robbie should be a legend. For real. Forever. Because, and Tina Turner, she used to sing with Tina Turner. And I have a little video of Tina Turner. And you would not believe how good that woman looks, but she has Cherokee Indian. I noticed if a black has Indian, a lot of Indian in them, their genes mix, and they can be young for a long time. Never, their wrinkles, their skin, and her legs. I said, no, she did. She looked good. Real good. So you got to check it out. It's on my timeline. Timeline. So I'm going to let you go because I don't want to do a 45-minute one. I don't have anything else to talk about. Let me check Facebook for one. Yeah, I feel really bad for Chicago. I just do. I feel really bad. Oh. I'm looking at the fight at Trump's rally. And the guy was jacked. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry all this. You see the tears in my eyes I live with. Because I've done everything that I possibly could. And I think trying to help. Look at all these pre-colonial African kingdoms. You know, Africans were the first here. We were here before that Columbus guy. And actually, that's unfair. Indians take that very serious. That guy that was on CNN that was talking and then talking over that guy. You know what? I wish I could be on CNN or Fox. Be honest. Because I'm going to put my foot in somebody's butt. They just don't say the right things, and stop trying to be so professional. This is not the time for that crap. We got kids dying here. Okay, so I don't see anything else. This is all. So, my Jim Ike was in an accident. Jim Ike is an actor from Africa that I really like, and he was in an accident, so I'm gonna have to read about that once I finish this. So everybody, please take in consideration am I demoting churches? Yes, I am. That's gonna be my next thing, and people are really gonna not like and comment now, and people are scared of black people that are not into that. They'll fear you, man. And once they got you tied up in all that, and these fake ministers that's pimping and anything that falls. When they said prostitute, that these people were prostitutes, these pastors, they are. And I would like to, on CNN, I would have answered the question in this way. I would say prostitution is not only sleeping and sexual. It isn't. You can use the term prostitution to people that sell themselves. Maybe that's the term he should have used. He called him a pawn. He didn't say prostitute. I'm listening. The guy that he's talking to he's trifling. I don't even know why they both were on the same show. They wanted them to argue. And so you can see the stupidity of some black men, like Obama. Very, very messed up. A little boy I talked to yesterday, he was 28 years old. The only thing I said to him, because he's a child, I said, look, if we ever have to go to war, get the hell away from me. I'm telling you that, and I'm so honest. Wherever you learning all that stuff you learning, that church shit and all of that stuff, never, ever be in war. You can't be in the same war with me. You're not. So I might kill you. Get the hell away from me. Okay? So look at me real good. Remember me. Because we can't stand in the war next to next. That's not going to happen. I don't do the king thing. Turn the other cheek. You're the turn the other cheek, and I'm the hit back. So both of us in war is not going to work. Is not going to work. Okay? So I'll tell, like I told that young man, I'm going to tell the Facebook, Twitter, all the places I put this stuff, webcams, we can't fight in the same fight. I don't care if you're black. Most of your problems, if you're like Obama, having power, that man had a lot of power. Every chance he got in these situations, police brutality, Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, all of them, he talked bad. And I'm going to put it back on my timeline, at the top of my timeline, so that you can look at it yourself. Because guess what? I got the videos. Now you listen to that man. And then at the end of the video, it's Newtown, when he heard about Newtown. And he's crying and so empathetic. He treated them like human beings. But the blacks in Ferguson, and his statement was really out of line. But he's a typical nothing black man. People say, don't talk about him. We must support. No, not all of them. I'm not supporting all these niggas. I'm not. Just because he's black, he's a dog. He disrespected me. And people like me. And I'm not going to say all black people. Notice I changed it. Because just in Facebook, I learned that we are in trouble. Because these black people, I don't know what's going on. But for you to go for something like that and stick to it and just want is crazy. And that wife of his with the jumping jacks and vegetables, that's all she did. She did nothing. Some of these organizations, Jordan Davis, I believe that's the little boy that got killed. His mom has started an organization. Trayvon Martin's mother started an organization. All she had to do was meet with them and help them as much as possible. Pain. Their children were shot down and murdered by the police department. Did it hurt her? And a majority of them are black. A majority. Over the majority. Nobody can lie about that. But they're trying to. They say, well, my cousin, he's white and he got shot. That's not what I'm talking about. These mothers were in pain. She could have helped. She could have helped with it. She could have worked. She could have did something. But what she do? She do a little speech here and there. She did a speech on racism, 4 months ago? Out of 6 years. Now, we had a bad hand. And I'm not going to act surprised because, like I told you about all the blacks and those light-skinned blacks in Milwaukee, they are the reason why Scott Walker was there. It worked up to that. Milwaukee is, they move out to Brown Deer. I don't know if the uppity light-skinned people live out there still. But in Brown Deer, Menominee Falls, they would move out there in my time when I was young. They would go out there to move away from the dark-skinned black people, from the community. But then they would run for offices, and dumb black people would go and vote for them, and when they really never liked you in the first place. That's who I think Obama is like, because I've seen them. I'm 55 years old. I've lived. Because I've been there before, and I just don't want to be a member of those black people kissing somebody's ass like that. So, done. Can't wait till you get out. I'm telling you, I got some champagne, and I don't drink anymore. I had some wine, and I don't know what it is. I drink so much of it, I guess my body is just too full of liquor. And can't take no more. I partied all my life, okay? Which is a good thing. But I have champagne for that day. I might go somewhere. To the place on Hollywood and Vine and listen to some jazz. And sit there and drink my champagne bouba. And just say, I hated Obama. I couldn't stand that man. Cheers. Goodbye. There ain't none of, Trump, I don't know what Trump did help Jennifer Hudson And Omarosa was there. So, and you know what? You never know. They might be doing it too. You know what I mean? Because I don't get decency out of Omarosa at all. You know, one of those girls out here that would sleep with anybody if they got a whole lot of money. That's not a way to live as a woman. That's just disrespecting women, period. You just don't love yourself when you do stuff like that. So I gotta go. Everybody have a good day today. And remember this. You know what I'm gonna say. Now, if somebody hits you in your right cheek, then you just ball your fists up with your left and you hit them back. Don't go like this. Okay, yeah, God bless. Don't do that. Do this. Hit them back. You know why? Because you're not going to get anywhere unless you hit back now. They shouldn't have brought our asses from Africa. How can you let a bunch of, like 4 or 5 white boys come and just put everybody in slave and put them on a boat? I'm not getting that. Because I would say, machete! If I didn't have a gun, I would have a machete. I'd be chopping somebody's head off. And machete them and then bury their ass and take that damn boat and tear it up too. Why couldn't we just be savages like they're trying to say that we are? No, their ass came. Oh, God bless. God bless. Do you know where the village such and such? Oh, God bless. This way. Okay. But, and then while you're at it, put your hands behind your back. How did you get me over here? I don't understand. I read the history. I know the history. I don't talk the history. I do not understand. You know how? Not, turning the other cheek. Turning the other cheek. Not fighting back. Now, this stuff that in Chicago, they're going to do the same shit they did last year. And somebody else going to get killed and they're going to do the same shit like last year. Somebody is not fighting. They're doing all now the policies. And whenever I hear policies, this is some bullshit. They're going to do the same shit they did the last time. They still believe in that, or they just don't want to fight. People got good jobs. Best they ever been is blacks. They don't want to lose their little jobs. I guess. That's what they said about, what's his name? He might lose his job. Obama. Let's take care of everybody. And never turn the other cheek.